when you have a home theater, you need a couple things. Of course, you need good sound and good video, but you also need great food, excellent company, and you need to be comfortable. And that's where these Valencia chairs come in. These are the Tuscany by Valencia, and these things have changed the way we watch movies. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at them right now. Now these are the Valencia Tuscany chairs, and I gotta tell you, our movie watching has gotten a lot better since we bought these. This really is the most comfortable I've ever been watching a movie, whether it be somewhere else or in my own house. I love it. So what separates these chairs from others? Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Now, I don't want you to think that Tuscany theater seats are only for those who have dedicated theater rooms. They're not. They have a bunch of different options for seating. In fact, they have seating just for your normal living room, such as console couches. They even have multimedia sectionals. And on top of that, any of the ones you click on, you can customize their layout to just about anything that would fit your room. I mean, you can make these into love seats, you can make them into individual theater seats. I mean, really, the options are endless. On top of that, you can do a full customization on these. You can change out the color of the leather, you can do these two-tone, and you can even change out the cup holder color. You can even choose between straight or curved seating. So if you really want a theater seat that looks completely different than everyone else's, well, you can do that right on Valencia's website. On top of that, they even offer accessories such as tablet holders and even trays. They do come with Napa Top Grain 11,000, which is a fancy way of saying it's full grain Napa Italian leather. And it really does feel it. I mean, I love sitting in these. It is just super soft against your skin. And because it's leather, you don't have to worry about spills because they're easy to clean up. And me and Sarah know, we have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and spills, well, they happen sometimes, don't they?
All the time.
Yeah. Now underneath that Napa grain leather, there are 2 foam pads, and I gotta say, there's something really excellent about these pads. I don't know what kind they're using, but they're very comfortable, and they really contour to your body no matter what position you're in. On top of that, they added the diamond quilted pattern, and I don't know if that has anything to do with how it feels, but I do gotta say, I love the look of it. It makes it look high class. It makes it look like something you're not gonna go buy at the dollar store. Someone knows you spent a lot of money on it. And honestly, I really like it.
I think it's good for durability. I think it's going to last a lot longer the way that it's made.
When you take a look at the chairs, all the controls are on the right hand side. There's a USB port which allows you to charge like a tablet or a phone or anything else that you might want to plug in there. It does have 3 toggle switches, and that is for your recline, your decline, your lumbar support, and your headrest. All these are electric. And your last little button, it's for LEDs. Now, because this is all electric, you do need to plug this into power. One of the things that really surprised me was the lumbar support. Now, I'm used to lumbar support from a car where it's basically an airbag that fills up, and over time it just kind of deflates on you and you have to keep inflating it. Not so with this. I think this might be like a mechanical lumbar support. I really don't know, but it stays in the same position throughout the entire movie, which is huge for me.
It really provides a lot more than same for me, that I've ever received.
Yeah, you mean like the lumbar support even goes higher than what you typically think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now, the other thing is that you have the headrest. The headrest will go up and down, and that thing is powered. Now, because of that, when you lean back, typically your head would be pointing towards the ceiling. Well, you don't want that when you're watching a movie. So they do have the headrest, which does allow it to go up towards the screen. And I really prefer that. I actually put my headrest all the way up and my seat all the way down when I'm really relaxing. Now, the last button is for the blue LED lights. Now, those LED lights are for your cup holders. And then, of course, down below, there's also some LED lights on the chair. Now, one of the things is when you're going into home theater, you want to be comfortable, but you also need to save space. And that's important because when you're reclining with these, if it takes up too much space, well, then you have less seats in your home theater. Now, let me tell you, when I got these, I was a little bit concerned because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get them through the doorway. And if you take a look at it, it looks like I may not be able to. That's just a 30-inch door. It's a normal door size. And typically, when you want to put a lot of large furniture in a room, you're going to want at least a 36-inch door. Now, the way that these came packaged is they came packaged in 2 big old boxes. Sarah's came in one and mine came in another. The tops actually weren't connected to the bottoms, which made it really easy to get into the 30-inch doorway. and they were very simple to assemble. In fact, the back of the chair literally just slides on a couple metal pieces, and there's 2 plugins that plug in, and you really can't plug them in incorrectly. You can get this whole thing assembled in like 10 minutes. It's simplistic to put together. Now, one of the probably the most underrated aspects of these chairs are these cubby holes to put things in. Because when you're in a home theater, you don't want a lot of things out. You want things to be hidden away. So if we take a look and open up these things are deep. And they have these like pneumatic rails that go up and down, so it's not a cheap connection. It's actually a really nice connection when you look at this. And you can store a lot in there. Now I just store my remote controls typically, but if you have like a tablet in here, or maybe you use a tablet for a remote control, you could easily put that in there and then still have a lot more room for a lot of other stuff. That really does help you keep your theater nice and clean. You might even be able to hide some snacks in there, so your significant other doesn't steal them.
Yeah. Or your children.
Or your children. One other thing that would surprise you is when these are going up and down, they're relatively quiet. Let's go ahead and have a listen. Now, I'm not going to say they're silent because they're obviously not. However, if my wife is reclining next to me while we're watching a movie, it doesn't bother me at all. Alright guys, so if you're looking for nice home theater seating, I don't think you have to look any bit further than Valencia. Don't forget to go ahead and check out the links in the description. Now, as for me and Sarah, we're out to watch a movie. Which one do you want to watch?